Hey there, it's Keisha Shields, founder of KeishaShields.com. Have you ever felt like you have lost your voice? Like you have lost your identity? It is one of the most difficult things to come to terms with for a woman, in particular a professional woman, a woman who has to go out into the world and represent someone else's thing, or a woman who has to go out into the world and represent her own thing. Losing your voice happens when we go through grief, trauma, when we are belittled, when our dreams are downplayed, oftentimes when we're not supported. There are people who actually do speak death and evil sometimes over your visions, when we are not validated, and that's what we're seeking. When we are told to dumb down our ideas, when we are silenced. There are so many instances that can cause a woman to feel like she's lost her voice and she feel like she's lost her identity. There's nothing like walking around having to function in a world where you feel like you have become this big in terms of who you have always felt you were. So I want to talk to you about 3 quick things that you can do when you feel like you have lost your voice and lost your identity. The first thing is you have to know that owning your voice changes the game for everything. Owning your voice changes the game for everything. When you own your voice, you become more confident in what you bring to the table. You become more confident in who it is possible for you to become. You become more confident in who God says you are and who God created you to be. Owning your voice sets you on the path to becoming. Owning your voice sets you on the path to accomplishing. Owning your voice sets you on the path to greatness, to your own inner greatness, to your external greatness. So make sure that you have to see the value in owning your voice. Number 2, have the right perspective about what you bring to the table. It's not enough to know that you bring a lot to the table. You have to know and be able to truly understand what things you actually bring to the table. Now, there are 6 gold mine pieces to that I go into in my assets framework, right? But there are 6 things that you want to be sure that you're covering when it comes to knowing what you bring to the table. Take one, for example, your accomplishments. What accomplishments do you bring to the table? What do you bring to the table? What have you accomplished? What accolades? What certifications? What other accomplishments do you bring? So you have to have the right perspective about what you actually bring to the table. And the third quick piece of advice that I'll give you is to take it and run with it. Take it and run with it. Own your voice. Know what you bring to the table. Have a fresh perspective of what you bring to the table. Take it and run with it. Because who you are is enough. What you have done is enough for many opportunities now. If you find that the opportunities you're wanting to pursue, the money you're looking to make, the clients you're wanting to have. If what you bring to the table is not resonant with that, continue to develop as a leader. Continue to develop your gifts, develop your talents, continue to develop your voice. There is a whole process for developing your voice so that you can own your voice, so that then you can nail down what accomplishments you bring to the table, what assets you bring to the table, and then you'll have the confidence to run with it and make it happen. But owning your voice is the path that will set you on the trajectory that you have been desiring to go. Ta-ta!